necessary guide I have for now. Apparently, Chaos 7, you will be facing Kobolts, which are similar to kobolds that fly. They are blue electric batteries, pretty much is what they look like. And they knock out your defenses much like the cyborgs. So, if you stick with me, we'll get on with the final needed Chaos guide, unless they add more Chaoses. I am Alex, and it's a pleasure to see you all. So let's get this started. Chaos 7 is considered the hardest Chaos up to date, which is also because why it's the highest Chaos level that you have. You will be finding the best loot here, and you will have to be focused on strategies that you have used prior. If you have strong enough auras, building on these maps will not be a problem. So for the sake, let's get this started. You will not have to worry about cyborgs whatsoever. So, as long as you have a teammate on each lane holding down their position, you should not have any problems. If you do manage to start getting some problems, make sure to group up and decide whether or not you want to hold down a choke point. As in, this map, Nimbus Reach, you have one major choke point location all the way over there. It's the side objective. If you cannot hold two lanes, one to the left and one to the right, if they start breaking through, you could actually, for example, make your choke point in the middle, where they group up, but you have more defense. That's how we originally did it when we first did Chaos 7, because this is not an easy place. You gotta play it smart. First off, you're going to want to mix out a lot of the defenses that you use. For me, I like to combine the Flame Auras and the Lightning Auras for the maximum output and effect. The Lightning Auras will take down the bigger targets, and then the Flame Auras will weaken down the smaller ones. Plus, with the Kobolts coming out and into the action, I find it safe to use the Lightning Auras because they will shock those Kobolts and put them down. You can actually use any form of defense. However, I am not really using much projectile type towers on Chaos 7 because the geodes are active, and as you all know, I do not like geodes. If you put them down, then it's not a problem. However, let's say you're first theoretically heading into Chaos 7 for the first time. Then you probably won't have enough DPS to put them down early on. It's all about teamwork, and absolutely make sure your gear is upgraded and well prepared with your team or solo. Because if you don't have your gear upgraded, you will have problems here. Because, like I said, this is a hugely scaled. Now, other than that, what I noticed very interesting about the Kobolts is they are very easy to take down and they are very easy to aggro too. So, if you seem to have trouble with them, just be aware that you can, for example, the Gun Witch, she can just kill them basically instantly with her Ice Needle. They're not that hard to deal with. However, if they see a tower, like a projectile type tower, the Kobolts will lunge straight for it. And it's a common occurrence I see. So just keep those in mind when you play on Chaos 7. Now what I would recommend, theoretically, if you are playing Chaos 7, is that you do have a team. Now you can do it solo, but it's much harder in my opinion going for the first time, unless you fully upgrade your gear. Make sure your shards are well prepared too, because this is not kids play anymore. Let's see. Of course, don't forget you want to have spectacular blockades that can hold their own. Without them, you are going to cry and die. Now, once I set up my main necessary defenses, I might as well get the air towers out. In my case scenario, I've been loving upgrading the Adept, and since she's a new character, we'll be bringing out her Hailstorms, which do the necessary damage and range. They are actually underrated. Actually, I feel as if the Hailstorms are more powerful than the Sky Guards currently, but they both have their perks. So we will have, my case scenario, I usually like pairing them up in pairs of 2. It's not necessarily, but it guarantees the defense of killing your enemies. Next off, if you're going for an aura build like me, I seriously recommend you use any abilities that stun or keep enemies in your auras for as long as possible. because they will usually get to your defenses, and you want to repair any defenses that start getting a beating. As long as you can manage keeping your blockades alive, you should be fine. But then again, the moment somebody fails their part, it's over with. So make sure you have your group well orientated and know what the heck they're doing. Let's see here. So I have ran out of defense units, so I'm going to change up something here. Going to open up more defense units that I can place down because this area is underpowered. Usually I tend to have the same amount of flame auras and lightning auras on each side, depending on how long the length is. So we have 3, we have 2, and we have 1. So in this case scenario, I will sell one of my flame auras. Now I should have enough space to place down more towers. Keep in mind Chaos 7 is the most difficult and you got to play it smart. You could be brand new to a game, but don't expect to just get carried up upon this the very first time. It takes a lot of loot and gear. Let's get this started. As long as you hold down the enemies. Now if you're playing solo, I recommend you do rotations on the map to keep enemies at bay as long as possible. A great example is if you have an original character like Mage, you can use their tornado and keep them busy too. If you're running the Huntress, you can definitely use those concussive shots on those groups of enemies that like to mess with you. Repairs are necessary. Alright. As you see, even my defenses take a beating. All depends. You want to make sure you're also upgrading the auras if you're using an aura build. Remember, your first focus is aggression. So in my case, I'm going to focus on blockades later. I want to upgrade my auras first. So for the sake of this, we will upgrade the auras closest to the door and the blockades, and then any additional mana we'll be using on repairing the blockades. Let's see, what else are we missing? A lot of the blockades seem to survive. Now, as of the most recent update, the one that gave out the adept, enemies scale differently if you have a group of players. Instead of 25% more bonus health the enemies will receive for every additional player added to the match, they have changed it to 20%, and that's a huge difference on terms of health over time. Now that we have finished focusing on the main auras, we should focus a lot more on the blockades. I apologize if I sound sick or anything, but I'm still gonna get this out for you guys. Now, another thing is, Destiny 2 is coming out, which means I will have a lot less Dungeon Defenders 2 videos when that comes out. Because I've been a Destiny fan for a while, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. And that's just a game I want to play, so when D2 comes out, I'm gonna be playing that a lot. But hey, if you guys want to suggest any content you want to see, go for it, and I might as well tell you, because I enjoy each and every one of you who watch these videos. I enjoy the fact that you even come here, and it means a lot. It really does. So basically, that's the overview, basically, for C7. All the other tips you would be learning along the way from 1 through 6 are all placed into C7, along with these few additional tips I've been giving you, and the little overview. Now, in my opinion, C7, it is pretty darn difficult for the first time, but it definitely gets easier, because the loot improvements are huge. If you still somehow struggle with it, you can easily upgrade gold gear from C6, max it out. That will make a difference. Let's see, the roller's here. Now the very first time I did a C7 match with a group, we had to spend an hour because we had to make our own strategy and we actually had to play it smart. And if that's the case for you guys will also have to do the same thing. You want to plan out your strategy. You cannot just go in guns a-blazing. Alright, so now we're going to finish the upgrades on any blockades we have not gotten an upgrade on. Once we have done that, we'll also do the same for our auras. Keep in mind, you want to have everything tier 2 by wave 3, with the exception of some of your sky towers. Once that is all said and done, you can continue upgrading the auras, and then blockades if necessary. Remember, it's always good to have fun too. Don't forget that. You may struggle a few times, but honestly, this game is supposed to be challenging. You're gonna get a good time out of it. Trust me on that. That's why I play games, to have fun. Alright, I believe all our auras should be upgraded by now. I have saved some mana for repairs. Now we shall start the wave of 3. I'm going to go to the lane with the most activity, and it's definitely very important to keep that in mind. Now if you play solo, remember, rotations around the map. That way you keep all sides focused on without losing one. Okay, we got geodes out. Might as well put down the arcane bubble. In your case, if you don't have the adept, you can easily run the gun witch, the mage, or any of your normal characters. It works for any type of character, so you're not excluded. Oh dang, that sucks. Let's see. Middle right, they are breaking through my blockades, so that's going to be the area of activity I want to focus on most. Dang, that's a huge shame. Alright, that is wave 3. And that's pretty much all. I do hope you guys enjoyed. I guess that's it for me for now, so you guys can enjoy watching. I don't know what else to really say. I pretty much covered it all. But I might as well give some little channel updating since I'm here. I might as well say that as of recent, I've really came to like doing YouTube, because at first it seemed like a nice little hobby that I can do in my fun time, but it's more than that to me now. To me, it's like I have this community of people I get to talk to and meet every day. It's really nice hearing how you guys are doing, sometimes what you guys have on your mind, and I just like that, being able to talk to you guys. And it means a lot, honestly, to know that you guys are there, and I want to be there to support you guys too. Other than that, let me think. Well, I am going to get Destiny 2, which I already told you guys about, so I'm going to be doing a lot of content on that. However, I am not sure as to whether or not I'm going to do the content daily or multiple videos in one day, because Destiny 2 is going to have a lot of content, and I know as soon as that game comes out, lots of people are going to post it like crazy, like videos. I'm not sure. I like the daily concept. However, I know that other people will cover the same content just as much before me, so So let me know what you guys think about that. How I should do it. If it should be daily uploads for Destiny 2, or a mix, or I don't know. It's just something that's been on my mind. I was wondering what your guys' thoughts are on, what you guys think. Let's see, we got the skeleton here. Not a problem. Going to repair my defenses. As you see, Chaos 7 is not that hard. Now, other than that, for those who watch my Star vs. the Force of Evil content, I will still continue uploading those kind of videos, because I do love doing the comic dubs. I also plan to collaborate with a few groups, such as Star vs. the Force of Evil fanbase. I'm going to be helping work out with them, making them... Oh yeah, and that reminds me, I am working on AMV also. One for the Star vs. the Forces of Evil fanbase, and then one on my own time. Other than that, there's also been a comic I've been working on with the help of a few inspirational people, and I think we might have found an artist lately, so if you've ever heard of the comic Broken or such for the Star vs. the Forces of Evil, it's something about that kind of size, and I hope you guys check it out when I have it in the future. It might be a while until, but just wanting to update you guys and let you know what I've been up to. Other than that, let's get started with the very last wave of Chaos 7. The boss sometimes you'll be acquired or acquaintanced with is known as Zapper. And Zapper is not very polite. He's actually very easy to take down, but he is quite destructive, we'll just say that. This time we did not get Zapper. He's basically one of the blue and electric looking kobolds. Let us see. But yeah, that's all I have to really cover for you. I hope you guys do enjoy, and I hope you guys stay for more future content. Once again, I am Alex, and thank you guys for coming by.